Okay, y'all, this is D Chill. The discussion. I'm going to tell you guys a couple of videos, and also I normally do this when I do my individual videos, but I'm going to give my shout outs because this is just something that I like to do because people need to get credit for what they've done. And these people are either the reason why I started doing YouTube videos, or they've helped me get my life together in terms of getting up in the morning, because used to be a late night type of person. So I'll go with Stephen A. Smith, Kev Mac Videos, Street TV, Jay Williams, 16 to Life, Cartoon One, Bosco 100, Nina Boy, Jay Williams, C. Bill, and Renegade Media, and there could be some more, but those are pretty much the main characters. So let's jump right into this video, y'all. This one here is going to be kind of like a funny one, and then I'm going to tell you some more other situations. So first one, I'm going to tell you one about me and my homeboy, John from BSV. Me and him was bloods, and we lived in Lancaster, California at the time. So I met him while I was working at Taco Bell. And then he started coming to work there, and once we found out we both were from the same gang, we started really clicking. And so I started hanging out with him, going over, meeting his family, ended up meeting a couple of his sisters, and one of his sisters I ended up dating. And so we had a pretty good, friendship, and we're hanging out, so we're doing almost everything together. He had his woman, he had his son from her, and I used to call his son, to this day, I wonder what his name is now, but when he was a little baby, like 2 years old, I used to call him Baby Blood. Every time I see him, come here, Baby Blood. There was a certain way I used to say it too, but that's when I was 16. I had some weird way of talking back then. So that was my bro, and we was road dogs. Now, this one particular day, me and him, because I can talk about this now, Reva, hope you don't get pissed at him. This was way back 30 years ago, and that's the reason why I say his name, because I'm like, let me give my guy a shout out, because this is my bro. I pray he's alive. I haven't heard or don't know much about him because it's been so long. But this one particular day, I'm a freak, and I've always been a freak. I used to really be slutty, nasty, always trying to find me some P-U-S-S-Y. I really was a fiend. So I started meeting different females at the workplace that was freaks. I even got blew down by this white chick literally in the back room while they're out there working. I'm getting blew down. I mean, literally, to the point, low come out. Like, I was a freak. While they're out there making tacos, I'm in the back getting blue. And listen, I mean, really, I was sick with it. So I ended up meeting this Mexican lady. Listen here, man. At that time, what do I mean at that time? She was the first Mexican person I ever slept with. And bro, that was some of the best ever. And she was grown, and I mean grown. I'm 16. This woman had to at least be in her 30s, if not a little older. I mean, she looked at older, period. So I ended up knocking the chick. She got a dude, but I was a cold player. Up north of Seattle cats, we're good with that game. We really knew how to talk about ours. And so I knocked her, so now she's on my team, and I had already hit. So I tell the homie about her, like, man, I got this chick. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, old girl, that's right up there. And she was kind of thick too, and he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, bro, and it was good. So he's like, yeah, we got to make this happen. So one day, we are in her vehicle. I'm driving, the homie's all the way to the door, and she's in the middle. So we rolling, and I pull up to the Mariposas, and I'm like telling the SA homegirl, what's up? Let's make something happen. Talking our lingo like, yeah, we want to pull a train. And she was with it. Like, shocked me. I didn't think she may have went for it, because it wasn't like this was no tramp or this was no hooker. This was a woman that we worked with, and I just wasn't sure if it would happen, but I'm willing to take a chance. So we pull into the Mariposas, we park, and so I'm first. I'm sitting there and she's blowing me down. So the homie, he pulling her pants down from behind, and the homie slides up in her, and he's giving it to her, right? And he must have had logged up in her because it didn't look like she liked it what she was getting. It must have been too much in her back spine, something. And he just steadily giving her log, right? And out of nowhere, she says, oh, put it in a culo, put it in a culo. And I'm sitting there like, I try to hold in my laugh because I'm like, what the hell is a culo? To this day, look, I recently asked some people I know from Cuba. There were some folks that been going to my church or what have you. And I said, what does culo mean? And his wife pointed towards the butt part, like, yeah, it means that puppy. And I'm like, oh, I mean, at the time, I kind of put two and two together, but I just want to hear from somebody like the wording of it. What does it mean? Butthole, this, that. Anyway, so when it just threw me off when she had said all that, but she had really wanted this cat to now put it into her backside. Man, I almost stopped the whole thing because I literally had to hold my mouth from laughing because I'm rolling. Now I'm trying to stop myself from laughing. This idiot just broke out and started rolling. He's inside her and he's cracking up. So he's making it worse for me to not hold my laugh in. And so we just kept on doing our thing. And that was pretty much it, man. There's more to the situation, I mean, to her, but that was the end of that escapade. But this is D Chill at the discussion. Have a great one. Hello, this is D Chill. What's good, YouTube? I'm going to tell this story about a cat. May he rest in peace. I was really thinking about switching up his name, trying to change his name, and then I'm like, nah, man, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm about to just tell this video as it is and let his family know that it's nothing disrespectful because in reality, he looks the best with the exception of some parts, but it's not that bad. Everybody know him. He was at least people in his neighborhood knew that he was a jokester. That's why his name was T-Kid. Because from when I was told, he liked to play a lot. So anyway, let's get into the story. One day, I mean, back before this, let me back up. Our groups didn't used to get along. MOA, OSC, we didn't get along. We always got into it. The great thing is we never ever had a shooting battle. Never. And I was talking with Jay Sway one day, and I was like, bro, you know, it's a trip. In all our years, we never ever did any type of gunplay. And I respected that out of us all, you know, because we had enough respect for each other. We're all in the central at that. But we never did the gunplay. We always fought. Some people got jumped, that's true. However, it just never turned into no shooting or bang bang, which is a good thing. Now, some people then got ran over by cars and hit and things like that because DC was a nutcase. And I'm going to have to tell more stories about DC because because the G's were pretty thick and they used to do some off the hook type of things. And DC was one of those. Anyway, so let me get back to the story. So I'm going up to 19th and Yesler, and at this time, that's why I should have possibly told this other part of the story about when I used to drink, because there's another story in here where I blacked out, and that'll give you guys more understanding of when a person blacks out, they don't see nothing. Sometimes they don't remember nothing. And in my case, I used to black out and see bits and pieces of things, or I wouldn't see nothing at all. So in this particular case, I didn't even remember talking with T-Kid, saying anything to him. All I know is we ended up getting to a scrap, and it was all behind me, drunk, running my mouth, disrespecting their neighborhood, and he was on them like, I'm not going to take this. And not only that, the big homies are around. We're talking all the cats that's from up there on Yesler, and at that time, D-Dubs used to be up here in the Central. So we got Dollar Bill and Ugly D. You know, these are major factors. So anyway, let me try to get into this, y'all. I don't want to bore you too much. So I'm talking my mess, running my mouth, saying what I'm saying, and so we end up getting to a scrap. Now, I had to give you the backstory because some of this I blacked out and I just had to go off what people told me. So what the Cluck dude told me is, he said the dude hit you and then you hit him and he almost flew backwards and then you guys just got to scrapping. Now this is the part that I do remember. We get to our little scuffle, we're scrapping, and out of nowhere, I guess, as you're young, you remember movies and things of that nature. Well, he had caught me with a good one, right? I don't remember him catching me. This is the part I do remember. So I'm laying on the ground, and there's a little hill. It's on 19th and Yes, sir. And there's these apartments. Sam's Quickie used to be right here. And it's like a little small incline, a little steep thing. And I'm laying on the grass, and in my mind, I'm looking around, and I see different cats, and I'm like, wait a minute, man. That's and if I get up and just start swinging, because I remember those bar movies, you'll see a cat be drunk and just be swinging at everybody and get knocked out because he done swung at the wrong person. And that went through my mind. I'm like, if I get up just swinging crazy, because I can see the D-Dubs right there and Uggs right there. Anybody that know Ugly D back in the days, knockout artist, scrapper, well known. That went through my mind. I said, man, there ain't no way I'm about to get up and go swinging towards this guy and make a mistake and be slept here on the concrete. So I just I'm going to do the next best thing that works for me. So I looked around, grabbed the hat, got up, and broke. That was the only thing that went through my mind. I couldn't get up and try to fight them all, but they weren't all there for me. They were only there to watch the situation. So I get up, grab this cat's hat, breaks. I'm thinking this is my hat. This is how drunk I am. This cat's later on, this cat take my hat. So I leaves. Come to find out, I ended up talking to Ugly D like a week later. And he's like, D, what the hell was going on with you? Why'd you run? I said, man, I'll tell you, cats was about to mollywop me because I was drunk up there tripping. He said, boy, if anything, we're going to have your back. You know better than that. There was no reason for you to run. I said, man, look, I was drunk. I wasn't going to take no chances. So fast forward. Me and T-Kid, we've seen each other. I tried to get on him a couple times, and his homeboys wouldn't let that happen. So we end up finally just kind of brokering a peace. Me and this cat would end up meeting at the same spot on Yes, sir. I come pull up on my Brougham, and I see them guys out there. I see what's up, and I jump out, and we chop it up. Because, like I said, we had patched it up. Ain't no more scrapping. We're mutually cool now. So I get out the car, get to talking, chopping up with people, and while we're sitting there chopping it up, some females go past. Me and T-Kid, we were some flying-looking cats. We were those pretty boy-looking type of dudes. We were players, and so I'm like, okay, man, let's get at him. He's like, yeah, I'm down. I was like, let's hop in the Brougham. He's like, all right. So now when we're hopping the Brougham, as we're driving down there, I got to bring the grand idea, and I've never been a jacker, never robbed anybody in my life, because I just didn't believe in that. But at this particular moment, for some reason, it went through my head. Here's a truck. And it's the Crips. It's their vehicle. Why not take their joint? So I'm saying this to TK as we're going down. I'm like, and bro, I got the 4.5 underneath the hood. Because I kept my 4.5 underneath the hood. I didn't do like other cats. That's why I never been to the penitentiary. I did things differently. And my homeboys, they be out there running, curb serving, sweating every cell. If I get a gut feeling that you're not the right person, I'm not messing with you. That's why I never caught a case, because I was just that either aware or spooked, however you want to put it. But I did what I did to keep myself not talking, because I've never been a snitch. But I did what I needed to do to keep myself out of that situation. So I'm sitting there just like, okay, well, we're going to have to do what we got to do right now. So as we're going down the street, we're getting close to the place where I'm thinking they're going to pull over at, which was right. As soon as I make the left down there on Yesler, they pull over. So as we pulling over, I tell this cat before, I've already talked with him. I mean, before I can even put it in, I mean, not even put the brakes on all the way. He jumped out the car because I know he popped the hood, and he jumps out the car, runs to the front of the car, grabs the pistol, and start running back towards their vehicle. Man, they in a K5. Them chicks mad. He jumped in the car. We tried to chase him in the bone. We're trying to get after him. They outdusted us really quickly. That K5 had punch to it. So them chicks knew how to roll. He gets back. I'm like, I mean, he's already in the car. I'm like, once we know we ain't caught him, what the hell is wrong with you, bro? I told you once we park, we get out, we talk with the chicks, then we gonna do the ambush. We just can't go walk up on them with the gun like, hi, you were about to rob you. I mean, come on, bro, we had a plan for this. And he just started laughing like it was nothing. I'm like, what can I say? You know, this is Tiki, this is what he does. But I just wanted to tell that story because, you know, you can't always tell the stories of you winning everything. Because that's not reality. If you're a real scrapper and you get into some real scraps, you're not going to win everything. Because there's going to always be somebody tougher than you out there. And I wanted to say I appreciate the time I did have with him. We ended up spending some time together later on. But yeah, that's my time. This is D Chill at the discussion. Have a good one, y'all. Hey there. This is D Chill at D Chill the discussion. I'm going to tell you a story that took place in Nassau, Washington. So, Nassau is, in California they call them youth authority. Up here it's just called, you've been sent up to, whether it be Echo Glen, Nassau, Mission Creek. Those are just the institutions that you go to in Washington State. So, this particular one that I'm at in Nassau, I end up getting locked up and I'm just there by myself for a while. And then out of nowhere, my homeboy, he comes up in there. And so, and I don't want to put his name out there, but he comes up there. And so now it's just me and him from MOA. And I'm up there with cats from CDF, Darren, Jazzy Jeff, and then there's cats from the South End. Skis, rest in peace. Tate, rest in peace. Sean Harris, which was a South End cat back in them days. And there's a couple more, but Kenny Sinclair was up there. There was just a bunch of us that was, you know, from Seattle in that area. So anyway, I was happy that my partner got up there. So I'm like, now I got somebody I can really mingle with that I'm used to being around all the time. And so you get used to everybody else in the dorm because you're used to being around these people. White, black, it didn't matter. So we had a staff that was really cool. I'm not going to say what staff he was because I ain't trying to put the guy out there because he might still be working for the people and I don't want to get him in trouble. But this particular staff, he did two different things that I've never seen anyone in any institution, juvenile, ever do. For one, he would tell, if you and someone else had a situation, he would tell you, we're going to go around here behind the gym and y'all going to get into it. When it's over, it's over. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. And he'll let you go and scrap. I've literally had to go to him and be like, hey man, I'm in a situation and I'm going to have to walk around here with a partner and go handle this. And he had to look at me one day like, you really want to do that? Because he knew who I was talking about, and he didn't think that'd be a good look for me. And I was like, yeah. But then it never transpired, which was good because that would have been a bad look. So, but that's the kind of guy he was. The other thing that he would do is he would tell his staff, watch the doors, we're about to have a battle royal. And he would let cats wrestle right there in the day room on that hard carpeted floor, and cats would just get into it. Not real fighting, it was just wrestling. And so everybody had their little matchups. So this one particular guy, white cat, shorter than me, and he was strongest, I don't know what. You talking about corn-fed. This man must have been corn-fed because he was super strong, and I could never get him. But he was a cool dude, like, you know, just regular cat. So anyway, I got to give you a little bit of backstory on where I'm getting to. So this one particular day, my partner gets into it with this dude. I'm in pod 1 and they're in pod 3. So pod 1's clearly over here, and then pod 3 is a little bit across the main day room. And so I see him getting into it, and just a natural instinct, I flies over there. Him scrapping is like my blood brother scrapping. I gotta get into it. I'm just gonna get involved because you're not gonna take nothing on my watch. No ills, none of that's happening. We gonna go down together. I flies over there. As soon as I get over there, I'm manhandling this cat. I'm picking him up like light feathers and just moving him to the point where I believe, rushed him back into his own room, slammed him on his own bed, and then the homie started giving him some. And I'm like, okay, I let him go at that point. Like, I don't want it to make it look like I'm trying to dog him out because I respected the young guy. He was cool. But at the same time, you got into it with my homeboy. And so it just was a trip when your adrenaline gets to going and it's about your family, how strong you can get. And I sometimes I trip off of how I was able to do that. But anyway, so the staff come in, they break everything up, they take us out there. Lo and behold, who goes to the box? Me. Because I am out of bounds. I had no business being over there. They could have got their write-up, whatever you for that. But because I was involved in something in a different pod, that's considered, I forget what it was back then, but I got in trouble. So they took me to, in the juvenile or anywhere else called the hole, well, it's called the box because they don't have nowhere they can drive you to. When you're in Nassau, Washington, you're already 4 hours away from Seattle. Or at least back then it was 4 hours, that long drive it took. And they don't have no place to take you to unless they're taking you to another bigger institution. So I had to get taken to the box like everyone else when you get in that situation. So they end up bringing the dude back there, I think the following day, and he talked to me about it, and I just said, apologized to him, like, bro, I'm sorry I had to jump into it. That's my friend. I couldn't let this happen. And then he's like, I understand, man. He said, but I'm not going to press charges on you. And that was a breath of fresh air. And the weirdest part about that is, after that, this so-called partner of mine used to try to find a way to try to find out why me and him ought to get into it over the smallest thing. Maybe because he felt like I shouldn't have jumped into his scrap. He wanted to do his own thing. I don't know. But anyway, that's not that important. But I just wanted to tell that story, man, because I've been thinking about it for a while. I wanted to say it without bringing out nobody's name, and I wanted to put nobody out there like that. But yeah, this is D Chill. It's my time.